How's it going, everyone? I've got Jake, and this is Alan Dixon. Alan Dixon, I guess.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go over the Leafs trade. We're gonna call it trade deadline deals, but obviously it started Friday, so we'll just go off of those trades when Alan thinks about them. We're not gonna listen to that because he's probably wrong, and just how I believe they did as well.
No, and you can't speak today, so. Yeah.
So first, they got Riley Nash from Columbus for a conditional 7th. Turns into a 6th-round pick if he plays 25% of Toronto games. What do you think of this trade?
Well, it's going to be a good trade, I think. Except for the fact that right now he's injured.
Well, that's the whole reason they made the deal, because they put him on LTIR and he won't be taken off till the playoffs. So got them some extra cap space and a free player, really.
Well, yeah. And he's going to be tough for the playoffs.
Yeah, I see him playing 4th or 3rd line center. Obviously, we met him last year when he was in Columbus.
And he made our lives miserable.
All right, going on to the next, I guess, bigger trade. We got Nick Felino from Columbus. They retained 50% of his salary. And Neeson from San Jose, they retained 25% of Felino's salary. So we're paying him, I think it's 1.375 something.
One thing you actually got right. It is 1.3.
There we go. For 1st and 2 fourths, what are your thoughts on this?
Which one, the Felino deal?
Yeah, we're talking about the Felino deal. Keep up here, eh?
The Felino deal is a good deal. We're not really sure that we're going to get much offense from him, but we don't need much offense from him.
What do you think of the 1st and the 2 fourths?
Well, if you want to be in the playoffs for any length of time, you got to get players that can play. So in order to get them, you got to give up stuff to get them.
Obviously, he wasn't the best player available. Actually, the Mantha deal was pretty huge today. Detroit traded Mantha to Washington, but wasn't the best player traded around this deadline, but he definitely was the best fit for Toronto, I think. One thing they really needed was be a little bit tougher. I mean, they did bring in a couple of tougher players to play against in the offseason. Yeah, I like the deal. Obviously, the 1st is a lot, but it's going to be around 30th pick anyway, so it's not that bad.
No, and some more toughness. You can never go wrong there because, the hockey changes in the playoffs.
Yeah. Next they got David Riddick for a 3rd-round pick. What do you think this means for Anderson here?
This pretty much means Anderson is on the shelf for the rest of the season. Not really sure what's going on with him injury-wise, but it can't be good.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't sound too good if you're picking up a goaltender, because if he comes back, they're definitely not going to send Riddick down because he probably won't get through waivers. So if Anderson comes back, they might have to carry 3 goaltenders, but a 3rd is a little bit higher price pick, but Riddick can come in right away. He doesn't have to go to quarantine. He'll probably play tomorrow against Calgary, which would be interesting. So the deals today, which Alan here didn't really pay attention, which I don't know why.
Because I was out for most of the day.
All right, so they got Ben Hutton for a 5th. He's just going to be a 6'7" defenseman. Nothing more to really say. Obviously, it's good to have depth in the playoffs. This means that even if 2 defensemen get hurt, we're not going to be seeing Marincin.
Oh, thank God.
Because it's probably going to be him and Sandin or Liljegren, and keep Marincin off the...
I think I'd rather take Sandin, thank you.
Well, I'm talking about Hutton. So it's probably going to be Hutton first, and then Sandin and Liljegren, and then our fellow Marincin. But anyways... Lastly, this is a really small deal. They traded Barabanov to San Jose again for Somali. I think that's how I was saying. We're going to go with that. I think he's played 4 games this year. He played 20 last year. So another depth piece, which might come in handy in the playoffs. Obviously, injuries happens, and just kind of good to have extra players.
Well, like I just said, the hockey changes, right? So the ice you can get in the regular season, you can't get it in the playoffs unless you're going to knock somebody on their ass.
Yeah. So let us know what you think of the Leafs deals. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a great day.